Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle.
This is Premier Sports Center. I need it anywhere, take it away. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button.
Oh, and another goal for Super Eagle.
This is Premier Sports Center. I need it anywhere, take it away. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to click that subscription button.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Premier Sports Fan Center. Today is another beautiful day to talk sport, and we resume again this evening, looking at a number of factors in happenings in the football industry. Fans and viewers all over the world, we welcome you to Premier Sports Fan Center. My name is Yinka Adebuyi, and tonight we'll be looking at very cogent topics and analysis of certain events happening in the Premiership. The EPL is about to begin, and we're looking at various issues, and particularly we're focusing on Liverpool Football Club, LFC, one of the most successful football clubs in EPL. Tonight, EPL, we know the Liverpool is the defending champion. They're coming in as the defending champions of the EPL for 2025-2026 season, but already it's a mixed start for them. They have strengthened so much. They have bought players. They have spent over £300 million buying players, and unfortunately they have hit a hard rock at the beginning. They lost the Community Shield to a lowly Crystal Palace, and we're going to be looking at that tonight and a lot of issues, a host of issues. Welcome and keep coming along. Stay online and don't go anywhere. With me tonight to dissect this subject, I have Polo in the studio with me. Polo, you're welcome.
Yeah, good evening, viewers, and good evening, my colleagues here. Thanks for having me. So excited to be back here again to dissect everything that has been happening, more especially like you said about Liverpool. So yeah.
So with me also, I have Yemi here, the big Yemi.
Yeah, good evening, viewers, and it's so good to be here again to talk sports. A lot is happening, and let's just get right into it.
Right, so we go right into it. So tonight we're looking at the squad rebuild and summer transfers for Liverpool. Liverpool has spent over £300 million, just as I said before, and bringing in players like Florian Wirtz, that for a potential British record signing, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, Hugo Ekitike, and Giorgio Mamardashvili. This is one of the boldest rebuilds we've seen in years. And the issue right now is it, and I'm going to take it from you, Yemite, first of all, which of the signings Liverpool, signing changes for Liverpool, do you think is going to make the biggest impact on the pitch?
I think that it should be the German, Florian Wirtz, because he came in for the highest sum so far, and he's a creative player. He led Bayer Leverkusen to winning the Bundesliga, and he's almost single-handedly carried them 2 seasons back to back since they introduced
Absolutely.
Alonso, that is now the Real Madrid coach. So I think that Florian Wirtz will be one important player for them. He already got an assist in the Community Shield, so let's see how far he can go from there. Hopefully injury doesn't do him bad.
Okay, so Paulo, what's your opinion? Which player, you have any other player in mind that can make that biggest impact on Liverpool? You know, you have Frimpong here, you have Ekitike has already scored 1 or 2 goals in the preseason matches. And what's your expectation for this?
Well, like you said, Florian weak, but you know, it's because the level of expectation will be on him because of the huge, the humongous amount paid for him. But I'll be looking at Jeremy Frimpong because it's going to play a wing that Liverpool, you know, needs reinforcements ever since the departure of what's his name now, Trent Alexander to Real Madrid. But we've seen Frimpong played against Crystal Palace, and I think there might be an issue there because I don't think that guy is a natural, you know, defender because he likes going forward.
Exactly.
And, you know, he exposed the defense that day, you know, but a lot will be. You know, expected from him also, but if you look at it over, I think Florian Witt should be the man.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. So, Florian Wies is unanimously agreed to be the most impactful in the team among the players that have just been bought. You know, Florian Wies is going to get into the mix and meet giants, you know, super players like Mo Salah, like Virgil, who is playing from behind Van Dijk. And then you have a host of them in the midfield and forward as well. So, do you think this investment will make them, with this new super players they have just acquired, Yemi, do you think this investment will make them instant favorites for more silverware despite their loss of the Community Shield?
Yeah, I think that that is the essence of recruiting because it was obvious that they lost out of the Champions League because of squad depth. The main guys were playing too many matches.
Right.
No support cast that is as strong as the
first
they
team
will give on the field of play. So they needed depth, but I don't know how far this depth will be for them because they've also lost some marquee players too that was important, pivotal for the title winning season they have. They've lost Luis Diaz, lost Arnold, and so I think that recruitment fantastic, but how far can they go? The other clubs are weak too.
Oh, beautiful. So, Paulo, what's your opinion on that?
Well, I don't think. I think they might have an issue because when you bring on too many changes, you know, make too many changes. We saw in the last match they played. That was the opening match. The Community Shield. They started about 4 of the new signing. Though they at a point they looked like they were gelling, but you could see that there is still no connection. You know, Liverpool played fantastic well last season. You know, without bringing in names, they used the same play. Arne Slot used the same squad that he met. You know, and the rhythm was there. But now you are bringing in about 4 or 5 players, and you are putting starting 4 at the same time. I think you know, they might have issue probably in the early stages, and it might be too late for them to, you know, get themselves. So I don't think it's going to be an instant hit for them.
Okay, so now from what you just said, they might have a bench challenge, right? A dressing room issue about who's going to sit and who's going to start. And now, do you think these new faces may disrupt their winning chemistry? Do you think, let me take this from Yemi. Do you think this new, you know, by the time the Galacticos had all the superstars, the problem was now who to start, who to sit. Everybody wants game time. Don't you think that this could affect their winning chemistry, of the dressing room issue?
If you look at the Liverpool squad, it's not as if they are that much. They recruited to add depth, but now they've lost some of the starters.
I think they lost about 3 starters. Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, and Alexander Arnold.
So
and now they have 4 super players joining them.
So now 4 to 3 is almost the same thing. So it's not as if there will be that space whereby you have a player that is not happy, that won't really play. I think all of them will have their fair share of playing time, except if Liverpool now goes ahead in this transfer window and add maybe 3 more signings.
But with the likes of Gakpo, the likes of Darwin Núñez, Gakpo, would they get starting game time?
If you look at it last season, Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz were on the left wing, and Luis Diaz has moved to Bayern, so leaving Cody Gakpo and Ekitike there.
Ekitike.
Now Ekitike too can top strike. then Florian Wirtz can play in behind the number 9.
True.
And Arnold left, Frimpong is on the right, and he only has Bradley to compete with. So when you look at all this thing holistically, you look at it that there's really not much reason for their unfair share of game time.
Okay, so you think that might not affect their chemistry? Okay, so I'm going to move on straight to the next segment. The next question is looking at the integration of these key signings. You know, Wiz is set to replace the creative influence of Trent Alexander-Arnold in the central row. And he's also going to cover some sport, part of where Diogo Jota used to play from. Now, Frimpong and Kekes and speed. They add speed and width, while Mashmadali gives security in goal. Now, the question here is, and Paulo, I want you to listen to this, is Wiz ready to carry the creative burden immediately? Do you think he can just fit into Liverpool and just carry it and just take it forward? And it looks like there is no problem in creativity.
Well, I think it's going to fit into Liverpool, but at the same time, it's coming from a different league of the all player Liverpool. But I think Ole Milos Kekes plays in the league already, knows the league. But for Florian Wirtz, this will be the first time he's playing in the English league, and it's quite different from where he's coming from, the German league. But if you look at the way he plays, I don't think he should have any issue with playing the Liverpool style, because we saw him against Crystal Palace. It was fantastic that they lost, but you could feel his presence on the field. So I think I don't think it's going to have any issue fitting into the Liverpool squad.
Okay, so Mike, how quickly can these new signings adapt to Slot system? I know some of them might have been used the kind of system, but the rest of them, you're looking at Frimpong, who likes going forward. You're looking at Kekes. You're looking at Wiz holding a central role. How do you think he can adapt very, very quickly?
I think those players are already used to the free-flowing football, the Alonso ball they were used to at Bayern Leverkusen. Now, when you look at the way Arne Slot plays, he likes playing on the ground. He likes being possessive,
True.
except for some teams that are
Which is common to Dutch coaches.
And when you look at the transition of Liverpool from the gang pressing of Jurgen Klopp to what Arne Slot brought to the table, a more defensively aware attacking side. And when you look at the way it worked for, though I would say they were very lucky last season, because it was a season where Arsenal was stumbling, Man City was stumbling, and Chelsea was just trying to build up, and Man U was a shadow of themselves. So when you look at that season, it was actually only Liverpool that was just a bit stable.
Relatively consistent.
If you look at the number of points they used to win the league, and you check successive seasons where the competition was stiff, I think the number of points is usually way more than that. So
Absolutely.
I think that the guys will gel a bit easily, because when you look at where they are coming from, the way they play, I think it suits them perfectly. I think they've gotten a square peg for a square hole right there.
All right, so viewers and fans all over the world, Premier Standard Fan Center, subscribers and friends all over the world, look, we're pointing this to you now. Put in your comments in our comment section on the YouTube page, on the Facebook page, and let's hear your opinion. What do you think about the matters we're discussing here? We're looking at how quickly can these players fit in, how quickly can they shoulder the responsibilities and take Liverpool forward. And before we leave that segment, Paulo, do you think that Liverpool will have early teething problems, and these problems may cause them losing points in the opening weeks?
Well, it depends on how they approach the league at the beginning now, because the league now, it's the way it is now. If you lose, I think any club that's going to win the league, you don't need to lose.
Do you think these new inclusions, who are going to be pivotal to the team, may cost them points?
I think so, because I'm looking at the right-hand side of their defense, which is Frimpong. Yeah, because he likes bombing forward and exposing the defense. We saw it with Crystal Palace. It might cost them point, and it might be too late, because the league now, you could see other clubs, they've strengthened.
I don't think Frimpong is an issue. It's just like Arnold.
To me, I think it might be. I think it might be, because
they are used to playing like that.
Well,
In fact, if you go and check the stats, Frimpong is even better defensively than Trent.
But what we saw the other day was, you could see I was exposing the captain, the Virgil van Dijk. But let's just say it's just, the first match.
Yeah.
No, but that's your
Yeah.
opinion of it. So yeah, I will take the opinion. Yemi doesn't share that opinion. What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Do you think it will cost them some points before the gel?
I think it is normal in football. No player comes into a new team and just gel 100% at a go. It will take a little bit of time, but how fast they can gel matters. They can still be struggling to gel while they are raking in points. They are different things. You can.
So
be
you
struggling to
don't
gel.
think they will lose points while
They
trying
might
to
not
gel?
lose points.
Right,
They-
right.
It's just a few addition, not like they are changing. the
Okay,
half
so
of
you
the
guys
starting
heard it.
eleven.
Yemi doesn't believe they will lose points. Paul believes they will likely lose some points before they finally find their mojo. But here we go to the next segment: squad depth and remaining needs. We're looking at, even with all these investments, depth concern remain, especially in the central defense. An attack after the exits of Nunes, Diaz, and the tragic loss of Diogo Jota, Maguire, as well as and Alexander Isaac are still on the wish list. They're not here yet. They say have depth concern. And the question here is Gueye really a defensive leader in Liverpool that they need? Is it the kind of defensive leader? Should Virgil have an injury, for example, can Gueye fill in for Virgil as a defense leader, for example? Paulo, let's take it from Paul first.
Yeah, I think so. And Liverpool have been on Maguire for some time now, including Newcastle United last season. We saw Newcastle, submitting more than £50 million, and Crystal Palace rejecting it. But this season it's looking likely that if Liverpool drop the bid for Maguire, they might get. And I think Liverpool needs to bring in another central defender, because you see, apart from Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk,
Right.
and can't remember. I think they have another person again, but I don't think it's that good as Maguire. We say Maguire is a very fantastic defender, and to be honest, it was instrumental in the Community Shield win against Liverpool, and I think it fits the bill, and it will be an instant hit for them to bring him in.
So because of his performance, that's one thing Ferguson did in his days. Whenever a player gives them problem in the last match, he goes after that player the next season, and then he wants to buy that player. Now, Yema, do you think Isaac's process, Alexander Isak's profile, fits Slot's system better than Nunes?
Yeah. Because when you look at the hold up play, the finishing, the way he handles the ball, and for me, I think if you look at the world of football, it's just that maybe the color of skin doesn't make them shout about striker enough. But if you want to say 1, 2, 3 best strikers in the world, I think for me, Alexander Isak will be 1 or 2 for last season. Because when you look at the way he approached the ball, the finish top, build up play top, on the counter top, 1v1 top. How many strikers nowadays are good in 1v1 situation? Especially when it's about taking in 2-3 players. He can take them all out. Very skillful with the ball and very calm with the finish. I think it's been a while I've seen a complete striker like Isak. It's been when you look at the world of, yes, there's Haaland. Haaland is not that complete striker. He has his own weakness. 1v1 Haaland is not the best. But when you look at Isak, 1v1 give you, the header give you, the take-ons give you, the finish give you.
And it's got pace. It's got pace.
What else are we looking at? So when you look at the world of football, I think there's Isak and the rest.
Wow. Isaac and the rest. Wow, that's Yema's judgment. Where do you put our Osimhen?
Osimhen is a very good striker that has presence. But Osimhen is not that good on the 1v1 situation, whereby you have to take out the defender, be skillful, try to be trickery on the ball. Osimhen, not that the best in that, but I think he's trying, but not as Isak. Isak will take you out clinically, like as if a natural winger, the way a natural winger will take out a player, That's what Isaac would do.
Wow, that's wonderful. I just wish Isaac's PR people are listening to Yemite now. So much accolade, you could write a book on him and sell him straight up to the best team in the world. Small wonder Newcastle has placed a bundle upon him. I think they're asking for 150 million
They are
right
not
now.
even opening doors for any bid right now. Because Liverpool has 3 players they are looking at. Leone from Parma, the youngster, 18 years old. There's Maguire that they just are good personal terms with now, trying to negotiate with. Isaac has actually, according to report, moved out of his apartment in around Newcastle, trying to force the move, saying he won't play for Newcastle any longer. He wants to force the move, but Newcastle is not opening doors for his exit because they don't have any. At deep in they had got things Sesko, they would have maybe want to come to the negotiation table, but they are not willing to negotiate. So that's why Liverpool has not put in. The first bid was around 120 million. When you start a business like a bidding process like that, that means you are willing to cough out more.
Yeah, that's exactly the concern, because Liverpool so needs Isaac, and they're willing to cut their head and shoulder and arm for this guy to come into the team. Now, Paulo, do you think that Liverpool can really challenge on all fronts? Perhaps they don't get Isaac as it is. Do you think they can still challenge on all fronts this season?
Well, yeah, without Alexander Isak, I think Liverpool can still challenge. You know, we saw them last season without Alexander Isak. You know, they were
Oh, but they
challenging.
had Luizias. They had
Darwin Nunes.
Yeah.
And
They
Diogo
had
Jota.
Alexander Arnold, who was very good with
Crosses.
crosses and spot kicks.
And there was
Set
Diogo
pieces
Jota,
was his major.
who
He
was-
scored like 3 or 4 free kicks. in the
Well, I
season.
think they've replaced every other all those players that left apart from Diogo Jota. If you look at
No, but the ones they replace them with, what we're saying is they're going to take time to blend with the
Yeah.
other players
They've
and start
replaced
performing.
Diogo Jota. They've not replaced Darwin Nunes.
well, I think they won't miss that with Nunes, because one thing we know is that he's a very bad finisher
No,
with
the thing
Liverpool.
is,
Of course, they won't miss him.
people tend to.
Oh
they
my
believe-
God.
People tend to say he's not a good finisher.
It's
Yeah.
very
It's
when it
like
comes
what
to
Chelsea
finishing, it's poor.
fans complain about Nicolas Jackson. He's
Jackson.
not a good finisher.
Right.
But there's something the number 9 will give you.
I am-
Directness of play. That is, he absorbed the 2 defenders to himself.
And
to
then
keep them in
releases
check.
the other
Guys, to
wingers.
keep- Now, who will do that?
Mm.
Because now, against Crystal Palace, it was obvious. It got to a stage they needed a full presence in that box. as number 9.
Now, Paulo, you're going to remember after the match, post-match comment, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, actually made a comment and he sent words to the boardroom saying that the team needs a striker.
Well, I
Because
think,
Darwin Nunes had left. Because
but-
he might not be scoring. Look at Nicolas Jackson. The games he missed for Chelsea last season, Chelsea were struggling to create more chances than when he was on the field. Though he misses them, but he gets him behind the ball. He gets into the final position. You can only have a chance when you get into the position.
True.
Positional play is different from finishing, but you have to get in position before you can finish. Now, yeah, you complain about the finishing, but it's getting into position.
Okay,
And when
so
you're getting into position, you're adding
let's
pressure.
help Paulo round this up.
Yeah, you know, for the captain himself, Virgil van Dijk saying it, if I, it sounds a little bit, somehow to me, because you shouldn't be saying that in the public, because you recently brought in a striker in the region of about almost 95 million euros, and you don't expect the club. People were making that deal. They expect the what's his name now, Ugo Ekitike, to come in straight into the team and start. And we know he's a striker because you had other wingers. But now, if the captain is saying they need a striker, that means he himself, I don't think he believes that
No,
Ugo Ekitike
that's
can.
not true.
That's what we
Every
mean.
team cannot prosecute a season with one striker.
But I believe
You need
the
at least two.
the
That
team
is
and
the
the club, they are aware.
No.
So they know what
there's
they are
no
doing.
other striker there.
But I think
And we've seen Cody Gakpo play as a number 9 for
Cody
Liverpool.
Gakpo has never played
He
number 9
has-
for
he
Liverpool.
has
You
played
can
that.
say
He-
a false nine.
Yeah, that's what I
First
mean.
position.
False 9
That
is
is what-
different
yeah,
from
that's what I mean.
a proper
We've seen a lot of
number
clubs
9.
play
Now,
for-
look at it. Liverpool lost a wing player. You need to understand the angle Van Dijk is coming from. As an experienced man, you speak from experience. When you've seen a lot of football, look at the successful seasons of teams. Go and check them out. They don't, even Inter Milan, the season they were hot, got in the Champions League. Man City, the treble-winning season. Go and check. Man City had 2 strikers, Alvarez and Haaland. Why did they go and get even Haaland when they had Gabriel Jesus? Because see, let me tell you, it is marathon of football. You cannot prosecute it with one inexperienced player
And not a proven top man.
Not a proven
It's
striker.
not a proven top
Just
man. He's a winger.
So
Just
you
a
say
good
Liverpool
season.
paid the 95 million for someone that's not proven?
They paid
What?
95 million for potential because of what transfer window has turned into.
No, but
How can
really,
you tell me that a Langa is
Paulo,
going for over 50 million?
Paulo, Ekitike has not been a confirmed hatchet man. He had always been a winger to me, or like a support striker.
No.
Possibly last season he
leads
played
the
as
line
a
for
top
his transfer
striker.
for last season.
Just one season.
Sometimes
Yeah,
At PSG, he played a support striker.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be the main striker also, but because you have the likes of Kylian Mbappe and
No, Mbappe was not playing that role.
Mbappe was in. Mbappe
was not playing the central
it depends
role.
on how clubs play. We've seen some clubs. Take for example Real Madrid. Last season they only have what's his name, Kylian Mbappe to play the number 9, and aside from that they don't have any other person playing there. Even last season, Manchester City, apart from what's his name now, Erling Haaland.
No.
There was no other person.
Now, you said Real Madrid had Kylian Mbappe alone at number 9. How many trophies did they win last season?
Well, I don't think that's not the reason they didn't win any trophy.
No. See,
Wow,
was not
that's
the
a big
reason.
one. That's a big one.
No,
That's a
let me
big
tell
one.
you,
not the
see,
reason.
I've seen a
That's
lot
a
of
big
football.
one because Kylian Mbappe actually scored several goals.
It's not, but he
And
alone.
they didn't
He
win
had
any trophy.
See,
but
let me tell
not
you.
the reason he
See,
didn't win the trophy.
listen, please listen. When you look at every team that wants to win, there is no team that will take such a very risky path like having just one number 9 a full season. Even
But Barca
that
had only one last season. Ferran Torres was a winger that was converted.
You said he was converted. Now check the Liverpool squad. Who can be converted apart from
Cody Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo
Yes,
to
Cody
number
Gakpo.
9. Now
As a first 9.
when Liverpool played Cody Gakpo number 9 last season, first 9 last season, you know they struggled a lot, especially to score goals. There were a lot of games Liverpool won 1-0, 1-0. See, you have to check antecedents. They are chasing this guy. They know what. See, these clubs, they have analysts. They have people they pay to do this job.
True.
So it is obvious. Even see, as a football enthusiast, that you have experience, you've sat down with the game. See, Barcelona was very successful last season because of what Madrid failed to do.
True. I agree with you.
If Madrid had a
failed.
striker that, okay, for instance, if they had this guy that went to Saudi, Arabia, and if they
The
didn't
Spanish
sell-
guy.
the Spanish guy, you think Barcelona would take them out all like that?
Well, I don't think it was because of they don't have a second striker. That was why they didn't win. I think it is as a result of lacking defensively and in the midfield. Because you look at that left back position last season, it was a problem. You know, Mendy was out
Now,
injured.
that
Playing
same-
new. What
that
do you call
same
it?
left
Is it Frank
back,
Garcia? I don't think
that
it's
same
because of
left
the
back.
striker.
Let me now tell you.
Now the point here is Paul is criticizing. Hold on. Paul is criticizing Virgil for making that open
we are getting
statement
there.
about the need for a
We are
striker.
getting there.
So, gentlemen, if you think Virgil was right by making that statement in public, please join us right now. Send in your comment or call the numbers. Let's read from you. Yeah, man, go
Now,
on.
what I'm saying is, if you check the season where Madrid won the Champions League, they won a lot of games from a losing position, meaning they still had that defensive challenge,
Okay.
but they had the response up front. Last season, Barcelona shipped in a lot of goals,
True.
but their attack was scoring way more than they were conceding.
And they won a lot
Now,
also
what
from
happened
losing
in
positions.
Real Madrid last season was that they were scoring a lot but conceding more than they were supposed to.
True.
So these are situations, and it is all about the way the team wants to play. Madrid will not come and sit back and say they want to be pragmatic.
Absolutely.
Because we go.
Absolutely. So, gentlemen, let's move on from here. We'll take comments from viewers all over the world. Put in your comment. Let's hear your position on that subject. And then we're looking at the emotional shadow of Diogo Jota's passing right now at Anfield, especially in the dressing room. Diogo Jota passed on the 3rd of July 2025. May the Lord rest his soul, in a car accident that has deeply affected his club. His number 20 shirt has been retired, and tributes have been held before every game so far, recognizing his passing on. So the question now is, how can a squad turn grief suddenly? Because you saw their first competitive match lost to Crystal Palace. Of course, that was via penalty shootout. But we know Liverpool on a good day will beat Crystal Palace blue-black in that kind of encounter. Could it be that they're still grieving for Diogo Jota right now? Could it be that they still have a challenge emotionally in coming into the game? Paulo?
Well, I don't think because of Jota, that was why they lost that match. Nobody will say, no football fan will say, the passing of Jota didn't actually feel, didn't feel somehow to him. For Liverpool as a football club, they are still grieving him, but it's not the reason. But what they need to do is, play for him, and win, dedicate wins, and play. Make sure you are giving everything just to honor Diogo Jota. But them losing to Crystal Palace is not because of Diogo Jota.
Okay, so Yama, do you think this season could be dedicated to Jota in a way that lifts their performances? Like, let's play for Jota and win this for him.
Yeah, I think that is the
could be a motivation for them.
Yeah, I remember, was it the Zambian team going for a Nations Cup? And they still went
the Zambia team, 1994 Nations Cup.
Yeah, so and they went ahead and
leaving only Kalusha Boya behind, who missed the flight.
Yeah, so and they still did very well in the. See, there's something it does to you when you are playing for a just cause, for a reason bigger than you. It's just like when you are, equipping soldiers to defend their country. You know that, we have to play for this guy. We want to win this for him. We want to hold the number 20 jersey and the fans sing his song and all those things. So I think it is a very good motivation. But how you see things determine what you see. So if you see it from the way of depression, you'll be depressed. If you see it from the way of motivation, you'll be motivated. So
now just before you round that up, don't you think this could be dangerous to toil with that emotion over the long campaign season? Don't you think it could be dangerous to keep on toiling on that emotion?
I think it will be better for them if they handle it in a way that, sometimes it's a long season, you get tired.
Right.
But when you are playing for a cause, it motivates you. So when they remember that, we want to win this trophy for, then it will be a source of motivation. That alone can motivate them the whole season. So I think that it should be a positive for them rather than a negative.
Beautiful. So, viewers, you can hear that. Liverpool fans, rest assured your players are going to dedicate this season and try to get everything they can bring in and rake in for their lost brother and their lost dressing room player, Diogo Jota, number 20 of Liverpool. And quickly, we're moving now. We're looking at Arne Slot's second season. His tactical growth and rotation. After winning the league in his debut season, Slot aims to evolve his tactics and use deeper rotation to avoid last year's late season fatigue. We saw how the fatigue crippled his team at the Champions League level, losing in the quarterfinals to I think PSG now. Second round to PSG. And I don't think Arne Slot will want that to happen this season. So the question here is, will heavier rotation cause consistency in the early months? Because he needs to rotate his players and he needs to get the legs remain fresh. Don't you think this can cause confusion in the consistency or discomfort in the consistency of the team in the first few months of rotation?
Yeah, and if Liverpool can, complete, the signing of Alexander Isak and Maguire, also you see that they will be having a stronger bench. And you're looking at the bench, the manager would definitely want to rotate the squad, but rotating them too many might affect the squad. But last season, Liverpool, Arne Slot actually played with almost maybe like 14 players mostly last, but now they have a bigger squad, and if they could bring in those three, I mean, two among the remaining three targets, now you see they have a larger squad. Right. But they need to find a consistent 11 that will be doing the job. Then probably coming the ones from the bench will now be coming on maybe to play the last 15 minutes. That is when they are winning, or probably coming early when they are chasing him, because too many rotation might affect the balance of the team.
Okay, so Yema, what do you think about the tactical step Arne Slot should be taking this season? And is there more pressure this season than last? Will he be under more pressure?
There's nobody that won the Premier League that the next season won't be more pressure than the last.
Right.
The attention they didn't give him last season, they will give him this season.
Beautiful.
And secondly, you don't invest over 300 million to 400 million, maybe 500 million if they get his sack. And the pressure won't be there. No.
Right.
The pressure will, I think, maybe double or triple.
So what tactics is he going to change? What's he going to bring to the
I don't think he
table?
will change the way he plays. If something works for you, you don't change the winning strategy. But you can only blend it more to suit whatever challenge is coming up. So
right.
it is what it is. I think we'll just stick with his guts and try to make
Beautiful. So nothing to be afraid of, fans of Liverpool and the viewers of EPL. Nothing to be afraid of. The analysts here, my expert analysts, are saying, look, Arne Slot is not going to change anything. Very likely, all he just needs are the best legs that he can get from the EPL, and is working on them. So how do you defend the Premier League title? Liverpool are aiming for the record 21st league title. Remember that last season they equaled the forever Man United title, all-time record of 20 wins in EPL. And now they equaled it. Liverpool equaled it. Now, what are they going to do? But their Community Shield defeat to Palace raised eyebrows. Was the Community Shield loss a wake-up for them, or was that just a blip in their campaign? Was it a wake-up call that exposed them?
I don't think so. To me, the Community Shield is like a friendly match. Also, it's more or less part of the preseason.
But it's an official friendly.
Yeah, but at the same time, there are a lot of.
You can actually brag with that trophy.
Yeah, but I still, to me, based on my own opinion, I think it's part of the preseason. But when the league starts, that's when we talk about if Liverpool will be willing or able to defend it. But I think they want to at least defend it, because now they've spent more than 300. I don't think there's any club that will spend even 200 million and say, I don't want to challenge for the league, especially when you are even the defending champion. So you want to defend it and go ahead and surpass Manchester United. I think they will want to defend it, but I don't know if they will be able to do that, because the league now, not only Liverpool spent, there are a lot of clubs now that have strengthened, and everybody, they've seen their mistakes last season. So it's going to be a very
This is getting more interesting. Yeah, Mike, what do you think? Which club? One club that you think can challenge Liverpool to this trophy this season? One club that might likely dethrone them in EPL?
Looking at it, percentage-wise, I have two clubs on the same level, and that will be Arsenal and Chelsea. Not saying that because I'm a Chelsea fan, but when you look at the direction of football, when you look at the way the team is positioned, the confidence level, just coming from winning the Club World Cup.
The first ever.
The first ever. Those boys are still boys, but they are now men.
And they are motivated.
They are motivated and they have the energy.
Highly motivated.
And when you watch now, Chelsea has a forward player now that can get one chance and bury it in a game.
That's the lap, right?
When you look at the last season, Chelsea was one of the highest clubs that missed big chances.
Okay.
Because they created a lot. Now those creativity are still there. They now have a good finisher.
Well, Madueke is off the team.
Madueke was
part of the creativity last season.
It was part of, but not the major. Madueke missed a lot of games due to injuries. Madueke is more or less like a Neymar kind of guy, not so serious with the ball. But when you are losing Madueke and you replace him with an Estevio that is more serious and more direct, Estevio that dominated most of the awards in the Brazilian league last season. So when you look at the way he plays, the mentality and the character of the boy,
And his age.
and he's 18.
18.
So when you look
So
at that,
Chelsea is the
and
team to look out for.
Gittin is also one of the fastest in his wing in world football today at 20. Now you have an Andre Santos who was one of the best players in Spanish League on last season at early 20s. Now you have a Cole Palmer that is already in the Ballon d'Or list at 23. Now there is energy. When you are younger, you can cope more with fatigue.
True.
So when you look at those analysis, Chelsea defensively maturing. Reece James is playing more games. The
Okay.
goalkeeper is looking more confident because he did so many good saves in that final that
True.
he actually denied PSG a chance of getting a goal.
True.
And when you look at it now, there's a Susugo that can deputize for Casado if he's not around. So almost every wing has almost equal replacement. Now let's go to Arsenal. Arsenal has been the nearly FC, almost trying 3 seasons in a row. Now it was obvious that it's the goal conversion, and they brought in a proven goal scorer.
True.
And they've also, because always Saka, whenever he's injured, no good replacement. None is here again. And I think they are still in the conversation for ABHAZ. So I think Arsenal too. So that's why I said Arsenal and Chelsea almost on the head-to-head.
Wow, that's a big challenge for Liverpool's defending championship. I just hope their story will not end up like Man City that failed to defend the last one.
Like it.
Well, but the end will justify the means as we go on. Now, is it possible for them to get a back-to-back glory this season? Paulo, is it likely? You know, based on a lot of antecedent analysis, pre-seasonal moves, boardroom changes, dressing room additions, and co. And how other teams have built up.
Just to cut in, we are talking about Liverpool, and the latest breaking news is that Giovanni Leone, the young centre back, is joining from Parma to Liverpool. The breaking is just coming out right now.
And you know that's another strong one.
Going for Maguire again.
No, it was not an alternative. They want both.
So what do you think? Do you think they can do the back-to-back with all these additions and what others are doing?
It's possible, but it depends on how they approach the league and how other teams, you might talk about how other teams were fumbling last season, not serious,
No, it wasn't that they weren't serious. They were just not consistent.
Not consistent, it's a part of it, because if they were serious, they would be consistent. So to me,
No, they were
I
serious,
think most of
not consistent with
let me
results.
use the word not consistent then.
Yeah.
So most of them, but it depends on how other team now. And looking at, he talked about Arsenal, Chelsea. I had Manchester City because those 3 clubs, including Manchester United, they've really strengthened.
Manchester City looks. If you check the World Club Champ, you know that it's a team that they will use this team to build this season to build another team.
They're still fragile. They're like a toddler that is learning to walk.
They are not part of.
You have potentials, but you're still learning to walk.
That's the way
I agree with him. They are not part of my top 3, title challenge. But you cannot write them off, given the fact that they have, Pep Guardiola is a factor, and if he wants to, because he knows probably if he fails to win the league this season, I don't see him remaining with Manchester City next season. He might throw in the towel and move away, because there's even call during those trying time last season, people were saying probably he's running out of ideas.
But not the Man City fans, because they love him with their
even the board,
the owners.
The board don't want Guardiola to go.
No, the truth is that even as if I don't think there will be any Man City fan that,
because at a point in time, Paulo, his wife had an issue with him because she wanted him to return to Spain, but the board were not going to release Guardiola.
But the wife is back with him now, so no excuse anymore. So let's see. But I think both Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea, we definitely go for it. And some people, quarters, have been saying Manchester United they've strengthened. We should not write them off. But they are not in the conversation.
No,
but
see, it's not about writing. We need to understand the trajectory of football. It took Barcelona the era of Xavi to reap the fruit they reaped last season.
I think that was what
Arne
Slot
was
also
the
did last season.
upgrade. Now, the achievement of Chelsea took, let's not forget, the current coach, national team coach of USA, Pochettino, to assemble the guys back.
And groom them.
Made them a team before Enzo Maresca did what they. So, I think what Amorim is coming to do is to now start rebuilding a team.
But they've been rebuilding for a long time.
Well, you can't say a team. See, you can rebuild a team.
How long do you rebuild?
No. See, when you check the Man U model, it was not a model built to rebuild. It was a model to just stay afloat.
They wanted to be part of it.
They just wanted to be.
They wanted to remain significant.
Because, see.
But there was no building. Really, if you look at the team properly.
When you look at a team, is their playing structure.
What was it? What was their structure? What was their tactics?
They play according to the opponent. You can't be really successful.
Do you understand? What did Van Nistelrooy do with the team?
Well,
look at
all of them just played
even with
games.
With the minor budget Bayer Leverkusen had, he lay his foundational way of playing football on that team. So it was just like, for instance, you want to build a 3-bedroom flat. You know the particular thing to go and buy. Not that you now be doing guesswork like Man U. Casemiro is free. Come. This one is free. Come. And that was what affected Chelsea under the former coach from Brighton.
Yeah.
Chelsea would just say, "Oh, there's this guy from Ukraine. Misha, come." You know, you don't do like that. That was what Man U had been doing.
All right, so gentlemen, we need to move forward. Now let's go straight into Champions League campaign for this coming season. What is the expectation for Liverpool in the Champions League? You know, straight looking at Liverpool awaits the 28th August draw. We have a draw coming in a couple of days, particularly about 14 days from here right now, and that draw will determine where Liverpool is going to be playing their first 8 matches for the group stage of the coming 2025-2026 Champions League season, and the games will start in September. Is this squad built for a deep European run? Sincerely, do you think they can go all the way in Europe this season, Paulo?
Well, they brought in many players also looking at the Champions League, not just only the league. And I think every Liverpool fan out there will be disappointed with their second round exit in the Champions League last season. So they want to go further, but I'm still not convinced that they will be able to go to the finish line when it comes to winning the Champions League. You know Liverpool's record in the Champions League, they are always very, very good, and they like challenging for it. But I don't think Liverpool will go that too far, but they will at least go beyond the second round.
Right. So what do you think? How do they balance this? The UCL and the EPL, both trophies are up for grabs. Then Carabao Cup, then FA, and UCL, EPL are the major trophies they are going to fight for. How do you think Arne Slot and his team will balance this? Do you think they can go all the way for both?
I think if they want to go for both, they need a striker.
No, but they are going for both.
If they want to, realistically challenge for both, they need a striker.
So you think they can't go for both without a good striker?
I don't think they can win the two without adding another attacker to them. Even if not a striker, somebody that can deputize.
Right. So what teams are they likely going to face in the Champions League?
There's PSG. PSG. Now the thing is, the model they modeled last season, they want to upgrade. That's why they are letting Donnarumma go for Chevrolet, which is a more ball playing.
But I don't think that's an upgrade to me.
No, what I'm saying is this. See, look at the successful era of Barcelona, Messi. They had not so good goalkeeper, but he was very good with his foot. Now you see Barcelona have 80%. 75%. See, you need the ball to score. So if you as a team can keep the ball away from the opponent, you don't have to worry about your goal.
Now, so we have PSG. I don't want us to go into details of the team. Which other teams are they likely going to face in the Champions League? Real Madrid, Paulo,
Barcelona.
Barcelona. Which teams are they going to likely face?
They will face those teams too early because they
will be seeded. They will likely be seeded.
Yeah, they might not face probably maybe from the second
in
round.
the draw in the group stage.
In the group stage, they might not face those. They might face Real Madrid because Real Madrid came second.
Yeah.
And the likes of
and they didn't do well in Champions League last season.
Yeah, they won't face. I don't think they will face an English.
But they can
opponent.
face Bayern.
No, Bayern won the league, so Bayern will be seeded also. But Real Madrid,
Champions League, is it by winning leagues?
They seed. I think the clubs that won the league.
Okay, they seed.
They might not meet each other.
Okay.
But the way it is right now, a lot of those big teams will face another.
Yeah,
because of
how many groups are we having?
4
groups.
No, it's just
okay. So
you play 8 matches. Yeah.
But you have a particular set of players.
Yeah, from 1 to 24.
But they might likely play Real Madrid and Inter Milan.
They might likely face Real Madrid, Inter Milan, but not likely Chelsea.
No.
Not likely Arsenal.
No, because of the same country.
Yeah.
But very likely Monaco.
Maybe
very
Monaco,
likely
Real Madrid, Inter Milan might be there too, and
very likely Napoli.
Napoli. But that's the
Napoli won the league too.
When you are talking about winning the Champions League, it's not about the group phase.
No, but we're looking at the first fixture now. That's the point of discussion.
The knockout stages.
Yeah.
Now, so we're looking at the first set of draw, and we're looking at the kind of players, the kind of clubs they will likely face to see if they will even qualify.
I think they won't face PSG. I don't think they will face PSG.
But Liverpool will definitely make it to the next round.
Last season they were top.
They top
in the preliminary stages.
I think
the number 23rd or 24th team was the team that eliminated.
They were unbeaten, but they had a draw.
A team that scrapped,
they were top in the preliminary stages, followed by Barca,
and they lost their next
followed by was it British?
Atlanta.
I think it was Aston Villa.
No, it was Arsenal.
I think it was Arsenal and Inter Milan
on the same point.
Yeah, and
then followed by Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa was doing so well in the preliminary stages. Oh, that's wonderful. So we're looking at honors and on-field objectives now. We're almost rounding up, gentlemen and ladies. Please put your comment, Premier Sports Fan Center, in the comment section, YouTube and Facebook. Right here, we're discussing Liverpool's chances, Liverpool hopes, Liverpool changes, and Liverpool procurement of players. And in this coming season, 2025-2026 season, both for EPL, UCL, Carabao, and FA Cup. We're looking at all those things as it affects the team, Liverpool FC. Looking and striving to be the best and the most crowned EPL team in the history of the English Premier League. So we're looking at the winning the Community Shield. With the Community Shield gone to Palace, Liverpool now set their sights on the FA Cup, EFL. Defending the league title and then challenging for Champions League. Which trophy should be top target right now for them? Is it the Champions League? Is it the EPL? The EFL? Paulo, why don't you go first? Because which one should be the top priority for them?
I think it should be both the league.
One. Which one should be top priority?
Well, they should prioritize the league. What I'm saying that is because they're on 20 with Manchester United. So if they can make it 21, then you've set a record.
A history. You set another historical record. Yamo, what do you think? Which one should be the paramount for them?
When you spend like this, it has to be Champions League. So because you don't want to play with PSR and FFP. So you need Champions League to at least close up that gap in revenue and also. Oh, so beautiful. So we're divided here. Could this team pull off a treble this season? Can they do the treble, Yema? Possible. But how realistic? Not really. Okay. Paulo, is the EFL Cup worth prioritizing for squad rotation and morale?
Well, I don't think you can prioritize the EFL Cup. EFL Cup, most clubs they use it for their French players, allowing them to probably when they get to the semi-finals, you start seeing the big names coming on. So I don't think any team that want to win the league and the Champions League will be prioritizing AFL Cup, because when you start playing, your the big names at the early stages, and they can risk pick up injury playing against teams from the fourth division, third division. So I don't think any.
So we know the treble is possible, but they need a striker to get that treble in sight.
It's possible, but we could remember the last time Liverpool were chasing treble. They end up in trouble, winning the Carabao Cup only. That was they won the divided Chelsea.
Because they lacked.
They were chasing the treble and they got trouble.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So let's look at this now, because we're looking at the emerging talent Rio Ngumoha in Liverpool. 17-year-old boy Rio Ngumoha has caught the eye in preseason. The guy did pretty well in their preseason and is close to signing his first professional contract with Liverpool. With the years gone, he could play a bigger role than expected. Should Ngoma be eased in or thrown into the first team action early, or he should be gradually eased into the team? And I think Yemi should start that.
I think he should be given playing time, not just in the EFL Cups and all. I think maybe.
So he should be thrown into the team.
20 minutes to end the game in the Premier League.
Okay.
Come on, keep introducing him. Because see, one thing about winning the league also, you need a surprise factor.
True.
You need somebody
like Lamine Yamal for Barca in the days of Xavi.
Yeah, that people don't expect, and just come and does the magic. You remember, was it Rashford that came on, and was it Arsene Wenger that was asking that who was that
guy?
boy, and he already scored 2 goals, and the rest is history. So I think that they need the guy. The guy is one hell of a player.
Right.
If he keeps his head in the game.
Now, Apollo, I want to take it from there. Do you think Ngumoha could be the next breakout player, breakout star for Liverpool?
Well, at the moment, it's looking like it's the next big thing coming out from their academy, because in the preseason we saw how he has been, shining and playing. And that depends on how they develop, the development goes, And like Yema said, for him to continue like that, he needs playing time also, because when you stick him in the bench, you are not using him, it will affect his growth. But I think EFL Cup will be good for his growth, and then maybe the last 5 minutes in the leagues, and probably when you are playing those teams, you think on a normal day without even Mo Salah,
or after scoring 3 goals,
decide to start him. It's not necessarily after. You can decide maybe playing like a team like Sunderland at Anfield. I think you can start.
You need to see how Sunderland has been compared. There's no team that you can look down on.
There's no rating. Reading is not on the log.
That's the league
when
actually.
they were coming into the and you won the playoff and you have almost 200 million.
I think they're one of the fourth or
that's
fifth
the
highest.
And they spent buying players.
They spend a lot. Even in Europe, they are
and they
among
even
the top
got
10.
money from selling Jobe Bellingham, the younger brother of Jude Bellingham. They got 30 good
30
million.
something million,
Yeah, so they still
So
have.
they had about 200
So they are
plus million
busy
pounds to spend on
recruiting.
players.
Yeah.
They even got one of Chelsea players on loan, Magui. So I think that it's going to be one.
And that's
season
a
that
player
surprises.
Chelsea got from Barca.
Yeah. Chelsea knows how to do business. The Chelsea model now, I think Man U is still.
Very interesting. So, Yema, how do you think youth integration for keeping the squad fresh will help Liverpool this season? How do you think?
First, you have to have youths that are promising. I've not seen too many, but they've known now. There's a master way of Liverpool introducing those guys. We have seen Bradley. We've seen this guy that scored against Liverpool. The left leg, the English under 21 captain, or the 23 or 21 captain.
Yeah.
Elliot.
So when you see the way they have been integrating these guys, I think they are doing one hell of a job there.
And that's going to likely help them to adjust. Okay, so Paulo, I want you to just give us a general final summary on Liverpool's chances for this season.
Yeah, when it comes to Liverpool's chances of winning the league, it's very high because they still have bulk of the players that they used last season to win the league, and they've strengthened also, including the likes of bringing on Florian Wirtz. And if you can look at Florian Wirtz, it's playing days with Bayer Leverkusen. You see, he's a very top quality player, and if you even bring on another goalkeeper to back up Alisson Barker, very good goalkeeper, Mamajda Phil. The Georgian, yeah. So I think the chances of succeeding this season is very high, but it depends on how they themselves. I think Liverpool will be their own downfall. But if they get everything right, they definitely.
The sky's the limit. Yeah, mate. Summary on Liverpool.
I think Liverpool has done a good business, and I still think they need to add a little to get over the edge. And I think that it is an intentional way of saying we want to win the league.
Wow.
When you're intentional like that, announcing it with a microphone and with money, the fact is that you will have people set their eyes on you.
Right.
They always want to spoil it. A lot of spoiler will come into the pipeline. We know the Premier League. So I think that Liverpool good. Well, I said for now, with the number of players they have, is 70-80%. Not
70-80% chance is beautiful.
Yeah.
And to cap it up, I think almost all the top pundits are picking Liverpool as their favorite.
You can't spend like that and they won't pick.
Even the supercomputers, different supercomputers,
the supercomputers are data.
But and the top analysts, they've been saying Liverpool.
Do you know how many times the supercomputer has beat Barca to win Champions League?
There's nothing super about
the supercomputer has picked.
You see,
each match is changing.
They picked PSG to win the World Club Cup.
As a Chelsea fan,
The supercomputer.
as a Chelsea fan, it's been a while. I've been excited about the league coming, like I'm excited this time, based on my experience of football and what I have
The
seen.
preseason, the
Not
World
just
Club
the
Cup,
World Cup.
just before
I
the
see
World Club Cup.
the way the squad has matured, and the headache of last season has been soft.
Wow, so
Oh,
that's
man.
a story for another day. A huge summer rebuild, a heartbreaking loss, and a season full of massive expectations for Liverpool's 2025-2026 campaign promises here. Drama from the start to finish, but can they retain the title? Can they compete in Europe? Can they honor Jota's legacy this new season? Tell us in your comments, and we'll see you the next time on Talk Sport. I have to be honest with you, it has been entertaining. It has been wonderful having you here joining us for Talk Sport and the Liverpool FC edition. My name again is Yinka Adeguyi, and people call me Doki around here the next time. So until then, take care of yourself. Goodbye for now.